Well, it seems as though everything is carrying a heftier price tag. So wouldn't it be great to not have to pay tuition for your college-bound student?
We spoke with Dr. Jen Price, author of Generation Edge, the student's 4-step guide to college and career success, about how to get your kid scholarship fit. Dr. Jen, thank you so much for being here. This topic of scholarships, I'm right in the midst of it.
You are.
We got a junior looking at colleges, wants to go out of state, and we're just thinking, how in the world are we going to do this? Where can we start when it comes to helping our kids get the scholarships for college?
Yes, that's a great question. I would tell parents to start with really the fit for the child. I think it's easy to look at schools first and fall in love. And I think that's kind of one of the challenges that parents and students face when they're trying to find scholarships. I would say start with what their needs are, what they're wanting, and then come up with that best fit list. And from that best fit list, then you also want to consider how those schools award scholarships.
How important is that college resume anymore to maybe getting more scholarships? Do you have to build that pretty strategically?
Oh, absolutely. And it actually begins sooner than you might think. I tell parents to start supporting their middle schooler and junior high student and exploring career options when they're in those grade levels through extracurricular activities. Maybe it's marching band, or maybe it's speech and debate. Maybe they are doing some additional art lessons. And so by the time they get to high school, they've narrowed down their extracurricular list to maybe 2 or 3 different activities and service organizations, so they can really focus on shining in those organizations.
What do you say to parents, because we've had, a full year of kids at home and no extracurriculars, no after schools, and I know, some kids are feeling like their resume isn't up to par because they weren't able to necessarily participate for 2 years in things. Are colleges looking at that, taking that into account?
Absolutely. They are understanding of the situation that we've had across the country, across the world, but they're also looking to find out, well, what did you do in that time? How did you spend that time? And so some students maybe went back to picking up an instrument that they played previously. Maybe they wrote music, maybe they started a blog, maybe they started doing more on TikTok, or maybe they really started exploring more in the sciences and participating in science fair activities. And so really they want to know, how did you maximize that time? And if they're already a little bit later, like juniors and seniors, and they're like, oops, I missed that, I didn't do that, this is a great time to talk with the college counselor to figure out what they can do to beef up their resume for college applications.
Dr. Jen, before we go, is there one place people can go and look for scholarships, like a website or something where it's like all right there? Do you go to the college you're applying to?
Well, there are lots of scholarship opportunities, but I normally say begin with the universities that are a good fit for you, because those freshman scholarships tend to be the most substantial awards that the students can receive. And that's part of why my students have received over $15 million in scholarships, because they built their college list strategically.
Quick question, when should you start applying? Is there a too early or a too late?
I normally tell students that their goal is to have their applications done by early senior year. So there's a lot they can do starting in the spring with their expanded resume and getting those recommendations. During the applications in the summertime when they open up in June and July. By August and September, it's totally doable for them to wrap up those applications, so they have time to fill out those major and substantial scholarship applications that are tied to those universities.
Okay, so I have to get on that right
Kristen's
now.
Taking notes. Dr. Jen, thank you for all of your advice today.
Thank you.
Such good advice. There are a lot of specialized scholarships out there. Like when I was applying for college, there was one for tall people, like tall women, 5'10" and over. Yeah, it's like $1,000. It helps. But she does say focus on those big dollar scholarships. Of course, first put all your energy there. You can also go to Big Future Scholarships page on collegeboard.com for some of those smaller options. But go after the big money first.
The tall, $1,000?
$1,000, 5'10" and above.
Yeah.
There's something for you out there.